What a gorgeous day it is. Annapolis Valley is putting on a show. It's currently June 8th. It's mid-afternoon. To be perfectly honest with you, I've got no general plan. I'm just out for a drive, trying to clear my mind. And I think everybody knows that sometimes you just got to do that. Sometimes you got to take a little walk, take a little drive, take a little time for yourself. That's super cool. It's like a big barrel. Like, would that be a sauna? What would that be? It was like a big barrel. Big wooden barrel on the front yard. That had to be like a sauna or something. Wherever it was, that was cool. It's got my curiosity. So it looks something different than in the early spring and even last year in the wintertime with the snow. Farmers working the field, getting the hay ready. This guy's got, from the looks of it, a fair number of bales ready. This is a beautiful countryside, though. It's one of my favorite corners. One of my favorite corners around. That might sound funny to some people, but I just love how that field presents, and then it reveals an all new when you go around the apex of that turn. It's like a whole new thing. What say you, we take a little drive to Margaretsville? That's a beautiful house. That black is imposing. It's nice though. Kind of be surprised if we don't see some lobster boats while we're over here. This is the time of year when the lobster boats should be up, honestly, in Margaretsville's vicinity. The only questionable thing is actually going to be the time of day. may not be the best time of day to where it's mid-afternoon, most lobster boats. With the heat that's been going on, they've probably tried to get their work done early part of, like late through the night and into the early part in the morning. And then they can just have leisure time, and the boats that are staying up on the water, they're, you know, inside the air conditioned, or at least not having to do a lot. But we might see a couple lobster boats out off here. But part of me just wanted to see if it was a little cooler over the bay shore. I wanted to just take a little drive. What you call that, little homestead. It's a cute little, it's a nice little place though. Nice little property. They obviously take pride in it. Everything just looks so nice and lively right now. I remember last year when I started coming back over the shore, when we first started seeing the drought and everything, and started being a bit concerned over the summer. It was almost like an early autumn had set in. I remember coming up over the mountain and up over the, I think it was the Gates Mountain Road. And it looked just like the leaves were already burnt. It was like they had already just started going the other way. Like, just the heat was killing them. And then of course we ended up having the massive wildfires out in West Dalhousie. These are nice gardens. I just like the little pops of colors from the flowers. I like looking at everybody's gardens. soon as you can see the Bay of Fundy, you can feel it. And by that I mean you can just feel the change in temperature. Instant 2.5, probably 3 degrees. It just went from 26 to 23 in a matter of like 2 minutes. Just coming down off the top of the hill. Coming down off the North Mountain down Frost. Everything just looks so much prettier than last year, and some of the places that we drove to last year, I'm gonna show it all. I'm gonna show some of them over because I want you to see the drastic change in what I want to be able to show the difference between last year and hopefully what was an exceptional, horrible year, and how drastically different that was, and how much you could just how you could see it, and it was hard to just not. It was hard to turn your eye away from it and ignore it, to be honest with you. Blue boat's in trouble. She laid right over on the rocks. The air's some clear. You can see all the way, you can see Idaho really clear. Some days she's fogged out. You don't get to see much. I got mixed feelings on this art and stuff, I don't know. It's lovely, but like, this is everybody's canvas, not your personal canvas, I think is how I feel about it. So it's not, I don't think it's somebody's personal choice to change it and change everybody's canvas to their personal thing. Let me know what you think in the comments. That old girl's seen a lot better days. I used to know the guy that owned that, and then the young gentleman that fished it after. And then she somehow ended up here, and not a lot has happened with her ever since, but there was once a good level of pride taken in that boat. Sadly, it don't seem to be that way no more. Looks like she's kind of been left to probably rot. from the looks of this, somebody forgot to put out their cradle. And by that I mean it's a box-shaped structure with cross-member supports in it that would fit in underneath the water line between the underside of the boat, under the water line and the beach. And it would protect it from laying over on its side like that. And that's what we do in these tidal areas. We use what we call a cradle. And when the tide's up, we throw it off of the outside, whatever side you're not tied on. Depending if you're facing in or out, it could be port or starboard, either or, but we'll throw it off, and there's usually a weighted rope or a chain, and they'll pull it underneath. And it sets outside underneath your boat, and it allows it to lean against the wharf and lean against the cradle. And when the tide's not up and your beach is bare like this, because in another 6 hours this water will be right up there where that wood is. That's the high water mark. And this is roughly low water pretty much right now, I would say. It's nice to see a fair amount of water still coming out of the Margaretsville waterfall over there in the distance, in behind the church. This is an exceptionally low tide though. I'm surprised there's no boats up and through here, but you can see the lobster gear not very far out off of here. It's always a nice little spot for a walk, nice little spot to stop in. And honestly, you almost never know what you're going to find on the wharf. I never thought I'd see a wood splitter on the wharf. But you've proved me wrong again, Margaretsville. You've proved me wrong. How nice would it be to have one of these little cottages sitting right here overlooking it? It's a nice spot though. It's kind of a nice little spot there to sit and have a little campfire or something. Quite a sunset spot, to be honest with you. I might have to come over and set the camera up on here some evening and get a sunset from here. Spent a lot of time last summer doing that, evening sunsets and making shorts, and I don't know. I don't have an excuse for why I haven't been doing it. It's just a small little beach community. It used to be a fishing community. Everything revolved around the farm fields and the water. A buoy tree. Quite a buoy tree. Yeah, I might have to come back up here for sunset relatively fast, or relatively soon. lot more lush than it was last year. I mean, hats off to the guy. He noticed me. He could have shot killed me, but I couldn't have been mad about it. It's just timing, but hats off to the guy for noticing me. Thank you for noticing me. Kind of feel like an Eeyore right now. Sucker for a nicely mowed lawn, nice yard. I just like to see that somebody else takes pride in it, or takes enjoyment, or gets fulfillment of taking care of the property. For me, it seems to be a more of a calming thing. It takes me out of my own thoughts and out of my own headspace, and puts my hands on something and gets me just, I feel constructive, and it's always positive stuff when I'm in the garden or tending, like doing yard stuff. It seems to always be a positive thing for me. Rather enjoy it. And you also year to year, you know, you get to see the fruits of the labor, kind of, whether it's tending a garden or just keeping the yard kind of up to keep or whatever, or up to par, maintenance. I guess things like that I've always kind of liked. I've liked things that I can see the payoff or the fruits of my labor. That's gonna be a nice yard right there. I was always one of those guys that said my wife wouldn't allow me to get one. Oh wow, that's quite an orchard up there. I've never noticed that up and back there. Now we're back on Gates Mountain Road. I'll be heading back down into Middleton and that place is rich. I think you know what I mean. Hot summer day. Wow. Maybe I should have stuck to the bay shore. Woo! Woo! That was a punch right in the face. That was. That was a smell. That was a smell and a half. I'll take old seaweed over that any day. currently just in Middleton. Just kind of showing you a little bit different, maybe a different area, or a little different side of Middleton than you've ever seen or been to. Just more of the residential areas. Back through neighborhoods and whatnot. Kind of a nice little spot though. Nice little house for sale. Nice garden. Nice flowers on display. It's always nice to see. I'll have to come down through here in Halloween, see who's got the decorations. Came down through in Christmas and it was done pretty good. There was another neighborhood up to the east of us that was done up really nice. Had some really nice lights in it. I don't know if I ever did put that video up because it was the LEDs and the way that they flicker. It made it really hard because it makes like a strobing effect, and a lot of the Christmas light videos that I didn't turn out the way that I was hoping for them to turn out at all, because I think it would have been harmful to put them on YouTube. I definitely would have had to put a warning, which probably wouldn't have been the funnest. It wasn't pleasurable to watch by no means, because it was just constant flickering. And it's to do with the rate of the lights, the frequency of the lights, and the rate of like my frames per minute that I'm filming at. Sometimes they kind of sync up, and it creates a unpleasant experience for the viewer, to say the least. Cut down by Gates Avenue, go by the high school for any of you that ever went to Middleton Regional High School. I played soccer on that field many times. Got beat on that field many times. We had good soccer teams before, kind of before my grade and after my grade, but like, didn't seem like the year that we were there we had much talent. The water park splash pad. It's kind of neat to see the town is one. know they're starting to become pretty popular in different towns, different areas that I've been to. It's a nice little way for kids to spend their days. It's a shame that from what I've been understanding is some of those areas are starting to be harder and harder to keep safe for the children or pets or even at sometimes everyday people. Wow, the traffic. Like I said, the valley's picking up. Get in one you can fit in, I guess. Well, another nice day in the valley. That was quite a neat little mural on that guy's garage / container unit. It's pretty good, actually. Pretty good idea, actually. My parents have one. There's a storage shed, and they're locked up. I mean, you got. They're locked up, they're locked up, they're locked up. There's no rodents or anything like that getting in them. They're a perfect thing for a shed. I think this is going to be the end of this video as we exit out through Middleton. Bring it to an end. Well, thank you for watching. If you watched up until now, thank you so much, and I appreciate you so much. Until next time, enjoy your days. Try not to waste them. See you on the next one.